For this demo, we are going to set this Windows machine up with a static IPv6 address. So let's get started with that. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you see the little wireless symbol. It's also the networking. So if I click on this, it's going to show me the network details. And next, I could either click on the Ethernet connection, which is this unidentified network that's up here at the top, or I can click on Network and Internet Settings. So I'm going to click the bottom one, Network and Internet Settings. It's going to show both the wireless connection and the Ethernet, versus if I click the top one, it would just show a connection where I can jump into the Ethernet side of it. So then in this, I'm going to click Properties to see the properties of my Ethernet. So I'll click on the Properties, and here's where I can edit the IP settings. So I'm going to edit the IP settings, and then it's asking me if I want to manually set up IP version 4 and if I want to manually set up IP version 6. So I'm going to say, yes, I want to set up IP version 6. I need to give it an IP address. My IP address, I'm going to assign it, starts with FC00. : This is that unique local, so it won't go beyond the boundaries of my network. It's not going to go, it can't be globally addressable. So FC00: and then I'm going to come up with just an IP. So 123.4:5678. So there is a IP address, and then a prefix link. So I'll just come up with a prefix link and a gateway. I'll just say FC00: 1234, and then how about :4321? So it's just got to be different than the other one that I had. So I'll statically assign this. I'll click on Save. And that is how I statically assign this. If I wanted then to make sure that it was signed, I can bring up a command prompt and type in ipconfig. And scroll up, and sure enough, there is my IP version 6 address that's been assigned to this machine. Some of the newer interfaces within Windows don't allow you to think outside the box. They're kind of structured with the way they're set up. So I'm going to show you one other way that gives us some additional options and some different a different way of configuring. So it's the same information that we're configuring, but you can configure it in a little different way and gives you a little more freedom with what you configure. So I'm going to click our network connection in the bottom right-hand corner once again. I'm going to this time click on unidentified network. It's kind of to get to a similar spot here as we had before. But this time what I'm going to do is click on the change adapter options. And when I click that change adapter options, I see a little different box that pops up here. This is the older style, what you used to go into and configure these different interfaces. You come into here rather than the newer Windows front end to it. So I'm going to do some configurations on the Ethernet. I'm going to right click on this and say Property, and then within the properties we see the different protocol stacks that are in here, or the different protocols that are set up on this interface. Well, I want IP version 6, so I'm going to click on IP version 6, and I'm going to adjust the properties of that. So in here, in the adjust the properties of it, I'm going to change it from an automatic address to we're going to assign it, and then I'll assign it of FC00: 1, or excuse me, FC00: 1: and I'm going to assign 14 to the interface here, and we'll give it the standard prefix of 64. So we got 64 in there, and then I'll leave the gateway blank for this particular one because this is part of my test network that I have set up. So I'm going to click OK, close, and then I can, in this case, now that I've set it up a little differently, I'm going to go into the command window and type in ipconfig. And so when I do that, I see now that I've got both that link local address that's assigned to this, and I also have the IP version 6 address that I just assigned to it. So that is just another way that you can configure this as well.